Mr. Robillard, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Finally getting over the jet lag here.
Yeah, on a pretty day like today,
It's
the
beautiful.
sun is shining,
Yeah, it's
and
nice
I
day.
think, like I said, you are one of the most important persons today on the program.
Well, thank you.
It's not your first time, I think, that you are here in Moulin Blues in Ospel.
I believe it's my third time, or is it fourth?
I think it's your first, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't discuss, but
The first one was 1985.
yes, headliner,
Yeah,
Duke
first
Robillard
year
and
at
the Pleasure
festival.
Kings,
That's right.
1995,
95 we were here also.
with your band.
Yes.
2000, and I think today the third or the fourth time.
Oh, to 2000 I was here too?
I
Wow.
knew that somewhere that it was also in 2000.
I lose track after a while, you know.
Yeah, okay, no. Now, 40 years after your first appearance here in Ospel, nice to be back.
It is very nice to be back.
You are here not with a normal band. You call it yourself a all-star band.
Yes.
Why do you give them that name?
Because they're all musicians that are very well known for playing with many different artists over the years. And some of them have been with me for as many as 20
Yeah.
years, but they've made recordings with lots of great artists, did a lot of touring with different people, but also worked with me for most of them have worked with me for around 20 years at
They
least.
know the old guy with the guitar.
They know the old guy with the guitar.
Okay, let me begin. Go over your career. You started very early with the Room Full of Blues.
Yes.
It was your first, not say big, but your first band that make
My
name.
first band after high school. I
After
started
high school,
in
yeah.
1967. And the first 3 years of the band a few years with the band were without horns, and then we added 2 saxophones, Greg Piccolo and Rich Latai, and by about 1969, 70, and 71 we added Doug James, the third saxophonist, and so then I led the band until October of 1979.
79,
is
yes.
when I
That
left.
was about the end when you finished your periods with the Room Full of Blues.
Yes.
Yeah. Was that a good time, or was that a very different time when you compare it with now? It was the beginning of your career, okay, but
Well, yeah, of course it was very different. I was younger and we were, a band that was unknown, and it took us quite a few years to get a record deal and to get known all over the country and all over the world. And I traveled around the U.S. with Roomful in Canada, but I never got to come to Europe with them.
No.
But I started a few years after I left the band. I did my first solo album, Duke Robillard and the Pleasure Kings, and
1983, I think, no?
I think it was 83,
83,
yes.
yes.
And at that point, I traveled extensively in Europe and have been since then.
But you know that people are still playing that albums from that
Yeah,
time.
those albums are still very popular here.
I'm sure about that. Almost 60 years on the road, Mr. Duke.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's my time to finish all my job?
I'm getting close to.
No. Don't say that today.
Well, I'm slowing down. Let's put it that way.
That's a better word. Slowing down, yes. And then you have the next band, also very fabulous Thunderbirds.
Oh, yes. They
Also-
were good friends of mine when Jimmy left the band, and he told them to.
You took over?
Said call Duke, and Kid Bangham and I were both in the band at the same time as the guitarist, and that was a really fun time. I enjoyed playing with them. A lot of them were my old friends that were actually Frank Christina and Preston Hubbard were in Roomful of Blues at different times when I was leading the band back in the early days.
Yeah.
So,
But now on this, or later on, you went solo. You choose for your own career.
yes, I missed being myself. But I did really enjoy
Why?
playing
Because
with
of
them.
the music, or because of the ideas, the songs?
Well, just being, I'm kind of a natural leader in a
Yeah.
way, and so I missed singing and I missed doing my own, running my own band
yeah.
the way I saw it, But I did enjoy very much my time with
After
Fabulous
after
Thunderbirds.
all these years, do you regret that you choose to become a musician?
Oh no,
No, no.
it's the only thing
If you
I
could
could
do
have
it
done.
again, same shows.
Yes, when I was 6 years old, I decided that that's what I was going to do for my life, and my mother said, "No, you're not. I'm not allowing you to do that." And I wasn't allowed to have an electric guitar,
Oh.
so my father and I built one for a science project when I was in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
And we built an electric guitar, and I was in a band a week later, and my mother couldn't take it away from me because I built it for school.
But
So
it was an electric one.
yeah, it was an
Yeah.
electric guitar. Yeah, so and that
Unbelievable.
started my career.
Yeah. Do you think that you were destined to become a musician?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I knew it when my first memory is listening to music on the radio in diapers when I was a little kid. When I was just a baby, I was like maybe 1 year old, and I was listening to. I could hear the music on the radio, and sitting on the kitchen floor, and I heard it, and I went, "That's
my thing."
It just turned me on immediately.
Like I said, almost 60 years.
Yes,
do
I
you-
think I might have been a musician in a former life because
think,
it was
yeah.
so natural for me to do that.
Can you tell us some other highlights in your career and over the years that you say that's for me a highlight?
Well, there's so many of them. I'm writing a book now about my
Oh,
career.
You're
And-
doing it now, yeah.
Yeah, yes, I'm working on it now. I am working on the 5th chapter out of 10, and so getting to play with my idols and Muddy Waters. I get to play with Muddy Waters, Johnny Shines, Eddie Cleanhead Vinson, Big Joe Turner, Jay McShann, Jimmy Witherspoon, Roscoe Gordon, Billy Boy Arnold. All these people I got to play with, back up, and make records with, and also produce their records and play with them. So it's been really fulfilling. That's the biggest highlights. Of course, many, many highlights of playing shows with my own band. Moulin Rouge, 40 years ago, that was a highlight. First time coming over to Europe and, being featured like that, headlining a festival. And it was a great experience. The people were great. We had a great time playing, so that this festival is very dear to me,
What did you learn by being a musician? What did you learn from that job, from that thing, playing music, being a musician?
Well, it was just the most natural thing for me to do. So that was the kind of beginning of my traveling in Europe. That festival, along with other shows in Finland, Sweden, and Norway.
Yeah.
I had started playing Scandinavia maybe a year before that. So, but this was it was a pretty big festival, even though it was the first one. It was a well-attended festival. And I don't know, it made me know that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And
Okay.
here I am, still doing it.
Mr. Robillard, do you have also a no music day, a day for other things? A day that you say, today no music, I go to the park or I go to...
Yes.
Do you have a hobby maybe? I don't know.
Well, I like to paint. That's one
Oh,
thing I do.
you
So
do?
music, listening and collecting of 78 records, 78 RPM, old 78s. I collect a lot of them. That's something I love, old music, old blues, old jazz, New Orleans music, old popular music from the 20s and 30s. That's part of what I do, and it has a big influence on me. But I love to paint also. I haven't had much time to do it in the last several years, but I'm going to get back to it soon.
Okay. Uh, Almost more than 40 albums.
Yes,
Do you
38 is
38,
yeah,
yeah, I go to
getting
But
close.
do you still have, no, let me ask this, is songwriting something difficult for you? Oh,
It's never been difficult, but I do it less as I get older. I find it a little bit harder to write for myself as I get older.
Yeah.
Only because I feel there's less to write about as an older person for me, because the audience really wants to hear more about what's, you write for younger people because that's what most of the audience is.
Yeah.
Although there is still a blues audience of older people, of people my age, that still come out and listen to music.
Today you are with your famous band. I think that you made up the set list. That's
Yes.
your job.
Yep.
What can we expect this evening?
A lot of tunes from my new album, and also tunes from my last few albums.
The last one I know that there was a smooth one. No, you have one
What?
after a smooth one. That's in 2000.
Oh, not that one. No, we
Later
won't
on.
be doing any of that. We won't
Oh.
be playing jazz tunes. We'll be playing tunes from, they called it rhythm and blues, tunes from Six Strings of Steel, and tunes from Blast Off, mostly newer, the last three albums.
Okay, Mr. Robillard, I know we are a little bit older, but most of the people they have what they call the bucket lists. Do you still have open items on your list that you maybe still want to do?
Musically, you mean?
Wait, you go as far as you want.
Ah.
I know that you want to come to Europe, but
That's true. One thing on my bucket list is to play in Japan. I
Oh.
have never played in Japan. I've
you,
played
you never did.
played in Hong Kong, in China and Hong Kong, but I've never played in Japan for some reason, although I've had offers and almost gone, but things have
They
gone
didn't
wrong.
ask you,
and
or you were not because of the
they've
distance?
asked me, but things have fallen apart when we were making plans, so I still haven't played Japan. I don't know why, but that's one thing I would like to do, is play Japan.
Maybe people that you want to play with, somebody that you.
Well, with my own band there,
What advice would you give to someone young that want to become a musician?
Know that there's no guarantee that you're going to get rich and famous, and do it because you love the music and for no other reason. And the rest will happen or not happen, but don't go into it for the wrong reason. Go into it because you really want to make music.
Why do you think that it is that important to preserve the music, the blues and all that stuff today?
Well, that's the music that I've always loved. I'm a traditionalist. I try to go forward in some way with my music, but also I'm more concerned about music that I love that's already existed. I don't want it to go away because, I like playing it in the traditional way. I add some of my own things in that might be a little more modern, but I try to keep respect for the tradition because it's music that should keep existing the way it was originally intended. That's what I feel. Of course, there's always young bands that are coming along and doing new things with it, and that's important too.
Yeah.
It's all important, but I'm here to keep the traditional side of it going.
You think we have enough young guys, young bands that can take over?
Yeah, I do. There's so many young people I hear today that play traditional blues really, really well and can even write in those styles. And I think, any style of music that's good, if you keep playing it correctly and coming up with your own version of it, I think it'll live forever, we've managed to keep
Yeah.
traditional blues going all this time.
Okay. I have a last question, Mr. Robillard. Do you think that the young that we have? I have asked that question. I must do it over. Do you think that we are going to have a great night tonight?
Oh, yes,
And
absolutely.
are you also interested in other bands
Yes,
here on the program?
I am. I don't know who I'm going to get to hear. We'll get to hear who's before us, but I'm not going over there till 6 o'clock, so I don't know who I'll get to hear. But I am interested, but I only have so much energy as a 77-year-old man, almost 78. So you know, I can't spend the day listening to bands over there. I'd be too tired to play.
I didn't tell him your age, so
That's okay.
that's okay. We're old guys,
Yeah, I'm an old guy. It doesn't matter.
but you're still alive and kicking when it's about music, Mr.
Yeah.
Robillard.
Oh yeah. Put a
yeah.
guitar in my hands and I'm fine.
Mr. Robillard, that were my questions. Thank you again for what we call the roots time, and I hope that you come back, maybe for the 4th or the 5th time, I don't know, but
I hope so.
You're always welcome here at Moulin Blues.
So it's a great time to be here. I still have fond memories of my shows here, and especially the first one where I wasn't familiar with this area, and I went bike riding and drank a lot of beer with the locals and had a good time. Luckily, didn't fall off the bike.
Where's the time?
Okay, Mr. Robillard, thank you a lot.
Thank you.
I give you a hand and I thank you.
All right. Thank you.